I heard about this story through a couple people. John was among them. I know the mayor posted about it on his Facebook group. How did we get to this situation?
So, I have friends in Rotary whose son is on a transplant team in San Francisco.
Okay.
Their son was home in December and came and spoke to our Rotary Club. I've known the son for a long time. I mean, I've known these people for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he came and spoke at Rotary, and it was just about his experience and about the transplant process and all of that. And about 2 weeks later, I called him and said, I can't stop thinking about what you talked about. I think I can do that. Talk to me more.
Wow.
And started the process through him. He connected me to the National Kidney Registry in Boston at Brigham and Women's.
Mm-hmm.
I started the testing, told my mother. My mother was the only one who knew that I was going to get tested.
What is the testing like? Is that invasive?
Months of testing.
Oh, okay.
Everything from blood to CAT scan to MRI to ultrasound, tissue typing, everything under the sun.
Wow.
X-rays,
Mm-hmm.
bone scans, everything. Just to make sure you have nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got approved as of about March, April, and they said, now we'll find a match.
Wow.
And then they called in May and said, we have a match. And then they called me the first week. Nope, that's not true. They called me in June and said, we have a match. And then they called a couple weeks later and said, how's July 18th for your surgery?
Wow. Wow. I mean, how did you mentally prepare for this?
It was something I wanted to do. I have had a lot of blessings in my life, and this was a way to share.
Mm-hmm.
I never had children, so this is kind of my legacy and how I get to live on.
Wow. Okay. So, have you ever donated? Are you someone who donates blood?
Yes.
Have you donate? Okay. So
Yes,
you're...
I've done blood donation for years and years.
Okay.
And I've actually been on the bone marrow registry since my cousin was sick with leukemia, 1991.
Oh wow.
I went on the bone marrow registry, and I've never been called.
Mm-hmm. So that's not something that you have to do actively.
You just put in your
You're saying I'm available.
sample.
Okay.
Basically your blood tissue sample.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a match at some point, they call you.
Mm-hmm. What do you think made you feel, or what do you think makes you the kind of person who's comfortable doing that? I'm very squeamish. I struggle with anything to do with blood or anything like that. What do you think it is about you that makes this feel like a reasonable decision?
My parents always taught me to share your blessings. Always taught me that it's about other people, and you do what you can for anybody else.
You were just raised that way?
I was raised that way. I have always volunteered. I have always given. I have always thought about other people. It's just how I was raised.
Were you nervous at all going into this?
Honestly, I wasn't.
No?
No, I had one day of a little bit of freak out, and that was it. It wasn't even a whole day.
Wow.
It was really exciting. Even the morning of the surgery, I was so excited. It was awesome.
Can you describe the procedure, not in graphic detail, but what your day was like? Or your recovery
So
or...
I had to be at the hospital at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Surgery was at 7:30, and I was done in recovery by 10:30, quarter of 11.
Wow.
They had me up and walking that afternoon,
Oh my goodness.
and I was in the hospital. That was a Thursday. I was home Saturday afternoon.
So you spent 2 nights?
2 nights.
2 nights.
2 nights.
And
They
a
got
little bit of
me
pain or...
really not bad.
Okay.
I
Wow.
thought I was going to be in agony.
Right.
The worst part, it sounds ridiculous, you can get this on video, the bloating.
Oh.
They pump you full of fluid.
Mhm.
So I had 5 liters of fluid inside,
Oh my word.
which added about 13 pounds
Oh my gosh.
of weight.
13 pounds of fluid. That's
Right.
like incomprehensible.
Right. So for the first week, 10 days, there was a lot of fluid.
Okay. But
Passing.
that's passed out. And,
Yeah. And if that's the hardest part,
Right.
that's kind of nothing.
How soon were you back to work?
I was in this office on the Tuesday following.
Oh my word.
They told me I couldn't drive for a week, but I walked.
Okay.
They told me it was good to go for walks.
Okay.
That it was good for recovery to
So
go
you're
for
getting
walks.
around a little bit.
So I walked from home to here.
Oh,
And then I got a
gosh.
text from my broker that said, I hear you're in the office. Go home.
You're just that kind of person.
I am.
I know
yeah.
that kind of
yeah.
person.
So I have 3 laparoscopic holes,
Okay.
and then I have about a 5-inch incision
Mm-hmm.
because they have to actually go in and take
Right.
it.
Now, have you had surgery before?
Yep.
Okay, so that wasn't new to you at least.
No.
Hopefully not a lot of surgeries?
Not a lot.
Not a lot,
Not
but
a
enough
lot.
to be familiar.
No, it was actually kind of nice because the new scar is parallel to my appendix scar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so they're kind of on the same
It's
side.
even.
Right.
That's lovely. So are you from Leominster?
Lunenburg.
You're from Lunenburg, okay. And do you know anything about the person who's receiving your kidney?
So at first, I wasn't allowed to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did find out on the surgery day that the kidney went from Boston to the University of Wisconsin Medical Center
Wow.
by private jet,
Oh my gosh.
right? But that's all I was allowed to know. So I made up a whole story in my head of who it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
And, I had to picture something. So I had this picture of who it was going to, and one of my friends actually helped me name her.
Oh my
In my story, her name was Kathleen. And just last Friday, I got a letter in the mail. It's not signed,
Mm-hmm.
but I got a handwritten note from the recipient.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Wow.
right? So now I know she's a grandmother.
Okay.
She has 4 children,
Mhm.
6 grandchildren, and she is living her best life and able to do all the things she wasn't able to do for a long time.
And this was a life-saving transplant?
Yes, it
presumably?
was.
Wow. You have no idea what the cause was?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to know anything for 60 days. We're
Okay.
not quite there yet.
Okay. It's not 6 days. Oh, right. It should be pretty close.
Yeah, it was on the 18th of July, so
Mhm.
about the 20th of September I can
Mhm.
call the coordinator and get more information.
They'll give you that?
Yeah, but it's up to the recipient. If the recipient wants to actually meet me or call me or connect.
What kind of questions would you have?
I would just want to know that they're good, like that they're living their life, and I just want to know they're good and they can enjoy things again,